Welcome to the Piece of Music Podcast. I'm your host, Pete Ellis, and today I've got a special episode with a surprise performance. But first, let me welcome Kyle McCombs, aka DJ Nightfighter. How you doing?
I'm good.
So, a lot's happened since we've seen each other. We performed several years ago together now at the Hub.
Is that place still around? Do you know?
I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the Hub. I know that he does some church affiliated things there, and I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'd like to catch up with you, Dan. So you call, or I'll call you. But so what have you been doing since then?
What have I been doing? That was like my sophomore, junior year of high school. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was some 4 years ago. I'm in college now. I'm a music major at Northern Illinois University. I'm getting a bachelor's of music performance in jazz studies, concentration, and percussion, which is a really long degree title. Basically means I play drum set.
Nice.
And I'm studying drum set and playing drum set professionally, and also a little bit of vibraphone, a little bit of piano, a little bit of bass.
So have you booked a lot of shows yourself? That show was yours, right? Like.
That one, yeah, that was. I've done a bunch of different things. I used to do shows with this band I was in for a little bit. I was in charge of a music festival called the Minooka Teen Music Festival.
Okay.
As of this year, I would not, but I did that for a few years, and then I'm starting to book my own gigs with Jazz Trio I play with a lot.
Nice.
And we just played at restaurant Doc Rots in Minooka, and we're just trying to play lots of restaurant gigs and whatnot.
Right on.
It's low key, but it's,
Yeah. So what got you into playing drums?
My dad played drums when I was growing up, and I just kind of been all around the drums. He never played very seriously, but there were drums in the house. I don't really know if there's a better reason than that.
Okay.
I have focus issues, some ADHD type thing or another, so something about me as a somewhat spastic kid, I was drawn to hitting things with sticks, and I just stuck with it.
Nice. So that's like pretty much how you got into music then?
Yeah, it was just playing. There's a picture of me sitting down at a drum set. I'm like 18 months old and just tapping on things with sticks, and it just kind of went from there. I started playing serious when I was like 8. So
nice. So pretty much always knew you wanted to drum then.
Yeah. It's just always been a thing I've kept up with, and I love it. So.
It's cool that I've always known I've wanted to do music.
Yeah.
But I've never really been to where I wanted to be in there.
Sure.
And so you can get lost doing that. So to have a specific path.
Yeah.
You're steadily going down. That's cool, man. That's cool.
I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be here if playing drums was all I did. Here now physically.
Yeah.
But I try not to spread myself thin, but I do a lot of different things.
So
that's the focus.
So let's talk about some of those other things.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we did some sort of small collaboration where you had done an instrumental using a sample of PJ Harvey's "The River."
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it, and I was inspired to write by it, so I wrote a song to it, and then we released it. You can check that out on my SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/PeaceSum. And then make sure to check out more of Kyle McCombs and his SoundCloud page. So tell me a little bit about making that.
About the river. That was an interesting one. I was on a plane. I think I was coming back from California. I have family out there, so I go every other year. And I was on a plane and I had my laptop and had ran out of other things to do, so I'm like, let's try to produce. And I don't know how I thought of the sample. That record, that PJ Harvey record, Is This Desire, it's one of my favorite albums. I used to listen to it all the time, but yeah, I just kind of put it down, pitched it down to where I liked it, added drums, bass, whatnot. It was that was one of the first, if not the first, like hip hop quote unquote beats I ever made, and I think that's interesting because it's gotten to a point where that's most of the music I produce is hip hop or some type of hip hop related genre.
Nice. You think it's the tempo
It's I I don't know. There's a bunch of things that I think make hip hop a unique genre. Um, I mean, I think more than anything, it's groove, and there's a lot of groove to hip hop music that is nothing against the rest of pop music and all, but popular music styles. It's lacking in. It's not lacking in other genres, but it's very different.
Mm.
Hip hop music is very groove based when compared to like pop or EDM, which is a lot of. I was listening to a lot of electronic music back then.
And you've made some sort of electronic instrumentals as well, right?
Yeah, well, it's like I think I'm still credited as DJ Nightfighter on that track.
Okay.
And I used to make like dance music, and kind of moved out of that into just different realms of things. And I don't know. I guess that's part of the reason I don't produce as DJ Nightfighter anymore is because of that. It's because I just kind of wanted to. I was going for a different musical identity, so I figured I would just start. And I'm making very personal music now compared to what I was doing before.
Okay.
So it's nice to have it under my own name.
Nice. What do you got coming up?
What do I have? I've got this mixtape of sorts in the work. It's, I think, going to be like 17, 18 tracks, and it's a lot of different stuff. It's not really like anything I've put out before. It's got a decent amount of live drums, hopefully a decent amount of like other live musicians on it.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going to end up having any vocalists on it or not. So far it's all instrumental, but kind of inspired by like Flying Lotus, DJ Shadow.
Okay. Yeah.
More experimental and instrumental hip hop type stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I've got some DJ Shadow vinyl.
Yeah? I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's one of my inspirations.
Right on. So what do you like to do when you're not making music?
Listen to music. I'm almost embarrassed when I'm asked that question because it's kind of a very small number of things. I like tea. I drink a lot of tea.
Yeah, like herbal teas?
That's all good stuff too, or just like good black tea.
Okay.
I don't know. I like reading. I like movies. I like other forms of art.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of stuff. I don't do sports very much. As a professional musician, especially as a drummer, you have to be careful because like a broken finger is a career-threatening injury.
Yeah.
So, I used to do a lot of that. I used to bike and stuff, but I just haven't been doing that as much.
Okay.
But
who are some of your favorite musicians or groups?
So I'm a jazz studies major, so I listen to a lot of jazz, and you've got the greats with that, Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, etc., etc. As far as more electronic stuff, lately Taylor McFerrin's been really huge to me. Flying Lotus, DJ Shadow, I already mentioned.
Yeah.
Radiohead definitely influenced me a lot. Like, that's a lot of music I grew up listening to because my dad's a fanatic.
Nice.
And that's just.
So did he kind of inspire your music? Beginnings.
I don't know if he necessarily inspired it. I mean, to a certain degree, yeah, but it was more just I really have to thank my parents for nurturing.
Yeah.
My musical development and just helping me out however they could. They were never people to say like, no, you can't do that or quit playing the drums. It's, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night, whatever. Man, I really, they've always been supportive of me in that, and I'm really thankful.
That's great. I think you need that. That's cool.
Yeah.
So then you also do like mastering and mixing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of live sound lately too. I guess
how did you get into that?
I was writing a lot of music actually, like 8th grade, beginning of high school, and I wanted to find a way to record it. And a friend of my dad's was really into recording, so he hooked me up with like, okay, here's what you need, here's what to do with it, and loaned me a lot of equipment, which most of it I still have.
Nice.
I use a lot of it, and he just really got me started with all that, and I just kind of went with it.
Right on.
I enjoy engineering kind of things. Like it's a puzzle of sorts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have these different pieces and I need to make them fit, and just being involved in music of any kind is good.
Yeah.
I do live sound stuff too, as far as like concerts and festivals and whatnot.
Okay.
But I'm starting to
and
do
that
more
just
of
kind
that.
of evolved from learning.
Yeah, I at NIU I made some contacts as far as like the recording services department there. And,
Okay.
they're the people I'm working with now because they just saw that, I understood how to use a microphone,
Yeah.
how to coil cables, like. Also from my band I had in high school, just doing lots of live shows with them.
Mm.
You had to get pretty decent at understanding how things.
Loads,
Yeah.
setting up.
Yep, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely a very big difference between like experienced and inexperienced groups
Mm-hmm.
as far as that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can practice at home all day, but once you start unplugging things and replugging things in, like sometimes when you're under the gun, especially, you can be like, what am I doing wrong? So
Yeah,
you got to be experienced there.
The more experienced the band, the quicker they set up is one of the things. It's just
Yeah.
same with like musicians and drummers. Like just people know how they want things to be, so it takes them less time to get everything set up.
Exactly. All right, so you got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. You already brought up the whole SoundCloud thing.
Yeah,
whatnot.
SoundCloud. So it's Kyle McComb. SoundCloud at Kyle McComb. KYLEMCCOMB.
That is correct. It's just SoundCloud / Kyle McCombs, so pretty easy to get to.
Yeah. All right.
But,
so make sure to check him out. Make sure to check out the song we did, The River, and we have a special surprise for you today. I've got something that I've been working on, and I sent it over to him to mix and master. So I'm going to share that later, but first we've got a little message, so don't go nowhere. Welcome to the Piece of Music Podcast. I'm your host, Pete Ellis, and with me today on Season 3, Episode 3, I've got Thought Product, a.k.a. Matt Salamone. How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing today?
I'm very good, man. So what's new with you?
A lot, man. I've been branching out of the music production world and getting into a lot of film and photography and sort of integrating them both. And not just creating for myself, but have been creating for a lot of other artists, other companies, anybody who really needs that type of content.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about Thought Product as a name for you. Where did that come from?
Thought Product, I mean, it's sort of a finalized version of a name. I think the original name I came up with when I was about 12 which is when I started producing.
Nice.
Thoughtless. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It makes me sound stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like thoughtless. I have tons of ideas and thoughts. So, I don't know. Thought Product just came together naturally. I don't really know what it was, but I stuck with it from a young age.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I just kept it.
So what's coming up for you?
Well, I'm currently building a little studio space right outside of Philadelphia, and I'm hoping to not only be able to do audio production in there, but also video. I have like a green screen, and the room will be big enough so that we have a nice piano in there. We've got drums, so we can do like live recordings, and I haven't been producing music lately, and I haven't for a while because, like I said, I've been focusing on video production a lot. But I'm really trying to get back into it and start releasing some albums, some more projects, and that's definitely gonna happen.
So when did you first start getting into music seriously?
Probably when I was about 12 or 13. I made my first beat when I was 12, like my first legitimate beat. But I've been around music my whole life. My father is a pretty prestigious producer.
Okay.
So I grew up, at a young age being in studios and around, all different musicians and artists. So
Very cool.
I've been around it from day one.
Very cool. So, so do you play any instruments as well, or do you produce? How do you produce?
No, I don't play any instruments. You know, obviously you sit me down in front of, like a keyboard or a piano, and I'll create some chords and can definitely put stuff together and understand sound, but I don't know how to like read music or really fluently play any instrument.
Okay, so most of your beats are produced off of like sample chunks or beat machines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like to sample a lot. I do. I like to dig in the crates, as they say, and find, pull out some rare stuff. And what I'll usually do is chop up a sample, and then put, layer it with whatever, non-sample, whatever. I'll play piano over it, whatever the beat may need.
Okay.
So I kind of, layer it, have the sample as the base. A lot of the time, it's primarily. Now, I do have a lot of beats where it's all just instrumentation that I've created, you know what I mean? Like, I've created everything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do like the sample, I can't lie.
So what got you into photography?
Well, I met somebody who is now a mentor of mine, and he made me realize that for my music, I'm going to need visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And I started coming up with all these ideas for videos, pictures that were for like the whole music production aspect. And I was like, well, I can't keep hitting this dude up every time I have a new idea. You know what I mean? So I went and bought a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got a little Canon T3i for like $400 or $500. And I started creating a whole bunch of, different shit. And I started putting it out there, like social media and like even like Craigslist and things like that. And then people were just like, oh, how much would you charge to do a video? So then I was like, well, this is fun. I get to be creative, and it also pays as well. So I've kind of turned that's business right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the career as of right now. So, but like I said, I'm trying to integrate both. I really want to come at it hard, like, later this year, early next year, and just have like the studio space and just be able to integrate both, and have just one entity.
Right on, right on. Thank you guys for tuning in to the live portion of the Spreaker broadcast. We will have much more on the YouTube video. Make sure to check that out. There's a special surprise performance. Moving on. What are some artists that influence you?
Right now?
Or maybe got you started?
Well, definitely, I know it's cliche to say this, but Jay Dilla was like my number one influence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was always into that like raw, rugged, rough kind of sounds. Wu-Tang, stuff like that, RZA. But then as I grew, and as the music grew, I started getting into like Timbaland's production. It was like, oh, this is on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got dudes like Chrome Sparks. I don't know if you know who he is.
Nah,
like,
check that out.
I'm the Flume even. I'm a huge fan of Flume.
Okay.
That type of production, and I'd really like to start making a lot of like chill wave stuff, like Torre Moy. He's really good at that. So those are some of my main influences for sure.
Right on. So tell me a little bit about this song. For the people who are just tuning in, we've got a song coming up, a special performance of a song called "We Want Peace," and this is going to be a new single coming out. I want you to tell me a little bit about how you got started producing this song.
Well, that is actually, I think, one of the last, if not the last, beat, like, fully produced, fully made beats. I haven't really made anything since then. So that was right around the, when the Baltimore riots were going on. this whole thing in Baltimore, and I don't know. I was making the beat. You know, that's an example. There's really no samples in it except for those vocals. You know what I mean? So.
And where do those come from?
What, the vocals?
Well, yeah, the We Want Peace vocals.
That was from, I went on YouTube and I just went to like a riot clip.
Okay.
Of chanting. I think I typed in like chanting, you know, riot chanting in Baltimore. So I found that and I just chopped it to the beat and I was like, this is great, because it sounded like, I was like, this needs some sort of like chanting in it, like a chant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why not that? And then make it have a theme. That'll be the theme, you know. It'll be like this, you know, riot kind of based, like energetic, you know, type of beat.
Right on. Yeah. So I dug it, and I had to do something with it, and I've finally gotten a few master copies back. I'm going through them and deciding which one I'm actually going to upload. But I'm really looking forward to showing everybody this. So I want to just thank you again for being on the podcast and for creating it for one, because it's definitely something I feel like people need to hear. And it's definitely become more relevant as time has gone on. When I first started writing to it, I actually had stuff written in there about the Boston stuff, and I've taken it out actually, and it's become like more relevant to everything that's going on now versus just that one part of time. And it's crazy that we have to, as artists, create this type of stuff, but I think it's our responsibility to voice that, you know, that feeling that's going on in the world.
Of course. Absolutely.
So thank you again, and I will hope to be in contact with you. Good luck with the new studio and everything, and with the photography.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, well, you have a good one.
Take care.
We want peace. No more enemies. We just want peace. We want peace. No more enemies. We just want peace. We want peace in the streets, in the Middle East. Somebody tell the shooters and the police, all of the violence, when will it cease? Starving, laying on the streets. We wanna own, don't wanna lease. When we said they come within sight, we see. Tell the way we standing by the way we speak. We want peace. No more enemies. Waits to the least. Everybody's out just trying to get a piece. Somebody go and get the bricks, both black and white, 6 feet deep. And I pray it ain't Western increase, cause the product just killed them with the beats. We want peace. No more enemies. We just want peace. We want peace. No more enemies. We just want peace. We want peace. We want peace. Can we get along with unity in the community? Makes you more believe than you can see. Don't you wonder what we could be? We could learn to free our minds from the negativity. Well, I need a GMO-free food to feed. Open up a damn book and read. There's a light to lead to every seed of a dying breed. But it can never be enough to fill the greed. Don't wanna give us none, and they keep us under their gun. Ain't no fun, 4 against 1, like it was over before it begun. Thinking that they won, but it's easier said than done. Wait, it can feel like a ton when nobody cares, you're the only one. I don't mean to cut and run, but I'm done with lies they spun. We want peace, where we're going and where we're from. We want peace, to the old and young. We want peace, through the rising sun. We want peace, no more enemies. We just want peace. We want peace. No more enemies. We just want peace.
And they came to the river.
Nah, I done been through the ups and downs.
And they came to the river.
I done been through it.
And they came to
Just trying to help you out. You don't have to make the same mistakes as I did. Thank y'all for listening. You can take it as words of advice, or you can ignore it. Let's go. Now I done been through the ups and downs, been through it turned upside down. I've been through it where I nearly drowned, been so lost but I think that I'm found. Now I'm going on, paving my way. I've been working so hard, seem like every single day. They say it's just a hobby, you ain't getting no pay. I'm over 10 years deep, my songs and videos play. I've been on the microphone since before 7th grade. Me and my homies used to mix two boom boxes on stage. The days rocking and slick back, part a strip of hair or fade. Looking back as kids, we had it made. In such a rush to grow up, and for what? Now I'm wishing time would slow up. And it trucks, who would've knew just what life would have in store. Some you thought I'd be for sure, but you don't see them anymore. And now it's all work and no play. You wish you could just stay at the river for one day. As the walls are closing in on your waterway. You can't believe this happened, but it did get dismayed. And when I came to the river, it was me and you. I could've sworn we had, thought our love was so true. Slipped through my fingers and I don't know what to do. When I tried to find a fix, this is all I knew. Too many new incidences, giving people fake incentives, trying to get a full consensus. See the jokers that they sent us. Too many coincidences, too many views on the fences. Why they raising up defenses? Wait to see what the suspense is. Too many new incidences, giving people fake incentives, trying to get a full consensus. See the jokers that they sent us. Too many coincidences, too many views on the fences. Why they raising up defenses? Wait to see what the suspense is. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow, but don't be afraid to create your own path though. Sometimes the river's flooded, watch out for the undertow. Sometimes it's low, sometimes the critters run the shallow. You can bet survival's a constant battle. When the rich on everything is in the poor creek without a paddle. Don't be led like the cattle, saddle up and ride. Let the current be your guide and tide be on your side. Let the current be your guide and tide be on your side. Current be your guide and tide be on your side. Let the current be your guide and tide be on your side. Let the current be your guide and tide be on your side. Too many new incidences, giving people fake incentives, trying to get a full consensus. See the jokers that they sent us. Too many coincidences, too many heaps on the fences. Why they raising up defenses? Wait to see what the suspense is. Too many new incidences, giving people fake incentives, trying to get a full consensus. See the jokers that they sent us. Too many coincidences, too many heaps on the fences. Why they raising up defenses? Wait to see what the suspense is. Shout out to DJ Nightfighter on this one. Shout out to Thought Product on the last. Shout out to Spike Rebel on the next. Let's go. What y'all know about it? P. Dallas in the house. All day, every day. Let's get it. Yeah.
I just wanna see
Come on.
you can dance with me. I just wanna see
All around the globe.
if you can dance with me. Be Dallas.
I just wanna see you come out to the show. All y'all know what I'm talking about. I just wanna see you get up and dance. Everybody gather round and clap your hands. Yeah, I wanna see you out on the floor, rock and roll like a pro and lose control. I gotta see you twisting all around. Now let's see your feet get up off the ground. I wanna see you jumping up and down. I wanna see it all when I come around. Hear the music pound from the underground to everybody that you know when I come to your town. Get a spot popping without a doubt. Whole body popping, leave the crowd wild. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you do, then let me hear you scream it out.
I just wanna see
I just wanna see, baby, hey.
you can dance with me.
You can dance with me, come dance with me.
I just wanna see
I just wanna see, baby, hey.
if you can dance with me.
If you can dance with me, come
Be
dance with me.
Dallas.
I've been rocking on so smooth. Y'all know that I've been getting all up in the groove. Y'all know that I've been doing it all the time. Y'all know it's nearly every single time around. Y'all know that I do it how I kick it, and I keep on getting with it. And you know it's always different, and I keep on doing what I gotta do when I come through. Y'all already knew, and if you don't, you ain't got a clue. But I keep it going on till the break of dawn, written and drawn all along. But we've been up and on, doing our thing, but we're right where we belong.
couldn't be wrong. Got the song, you can sing along. Spazzing like the Zans in our pants. I made a dance, get up and take a chance. And believe me, it's got meaning to keep your ears fiending. On the right beaming, we gon' be gleaming. I just wanna see, baby, hey. Dance with me, come dance with me. I just wanna see, baby, hey. Together. If we don't stop, then they won't stop. So we gon' keep on rockin' forever. Oh baby, know that you're so fine. Got the body, make you stop on a dime. And I love the mind behind the hat. Wonder if I took you by the hand, would you like that? Break it down with me, lean back, vibe to the beat, hands up, head not that. Swipe rebel on the beat, you know he's got that. P that is on it and I bring it right back. I just wanna see, I just wanna see, baby, hey. If you can dance with me, if you can dance with me, come dance with me. I just wanna see, baby, hey. If you can dance with me, if you can dance with me, come dance with me. I just wanna see you dance. If you can dance with me, come dance with me. Rebel C, baby, hey. Shout out to Dog Product. Shout out to DJ Nightfighter. All my other guests on the podcast. Peace 'em.